Welcome to what might be the most important conversation of your life. I'm Dr. Chen, and in my 23 years as a neurologist, I've witnessed something that will shock you to your core. I've seen a 19-year-old college student collapse during finals week from a massive stroke. I've watched a 34-year-old mother of two lose her ability to speak after ignoring what she thought was just stress. I've held the hand of a 48-year-old CEO as he learned he'd never walk again. But here's what will terrify you. Every single one of these strokes was completely preventable if they had recognized the 17 critical warning signs I'm about to share with you today. Right now, as you're watching this video, someone in America is having a stroke. Every 40 seconds, another person's life is forever changed by this silent killer. But here's the part that will keep you awake tonight: stroke doesn't discriminate. It doesn't care if you're 25 or 75. What it does care about is whether you can recognize the 17 warning signs that your brain is crying out for help. Let me tell you about Maria. She was 34. Successful. Mother of two. For weeks, she experienced what I now know were warning signs. Brief moments of tingling in her fingers that she dismissed as working too much. Occasional difficulty finding words during important meetings that she blamed on stress. And episodes of unexplained fatigue that made her feel like she was moving through molasses. Maria ignored every single warning sign until the day she collapsed in her kitchen, unable to speak or move her right side. When I met her in the emergency room, she kept repeating one heartbreaking phrase: "I thought I had time." That's why today, I'm going to share with you the 17 proven warning signs of stroke and mini-stroke that could save your life. These aren't just symptoms to memorize, they're your brain's desperate attempts to tell you that something is dangerously wrong. The first warning sign is sudden numbness or weakness. This is the most common warning sign. Yet it's often dismissed as sleeping wrong or sitting in an awkward position. But stroke-related numbness is different. It comes on suddenly, typically affects one entire side of your body, and often starts in your face, arm, or leg before spreading. I had a patient, David, who woke up with what he thought was a dead arm from sleeping on it wrong. But when he tried to raise both arms, one drifted downward, like it was being pulled by an invisible weight. That asymmetry saved his life because he recognized it as a warning sign and called for help immediately. The second warning sign is slurred or garbled speech. When blood flow to your brain's language centers is compromised, your speech becomes slurred, garbled, or completely nonsensical. You might know exactly what you want to say, but the words come out wrong or not at all. Family members often notice this first. Saying you sound drunk when you haven't had a drop of alcohol. Test yourself right now. Say, "The early bird catches the worm." If you suddenly can't say this clearly when you normally could, seek immediate medical attention. The third warning sign is sudden confusion. This isn't just feeling foggy after a poor night's sleep. Stroke-related confusion is profound and immediate. You might suddenly be unable to understand simple conversations, forget where you are even in familiar places, or find yourself unable to complete basic tasks you do every day. I've seen patients who couldn't remember how to use their phone, couldn't recognize their own children, or couldn't understand why everyone around them seemed to be speaking a foreign language. The fourth warning sign is vision problems. Stroke can cause various visual disturbances, including blurred vision, double vision, or temporary blindness in one or both eyes. The medical term for temporary vision loss in one eye is amaurosis fugax. Patients describe it like a curtain or shade being pulled down over their eye. Some people experience what they call looking through a foggy window or seeing two of everything. These changes come on suddenly, within seconds or minutes, not gradually over time. The fifth warning sign is loss of balance or coordination. Sudden loss of balance isn't just clumsiness. Patients describe feeling like they're on a boat in rough seas, unable to walk straight, or veering to one side when they try to walk. You might suddenly be unable to button your shirt, write legibly, or pick up small objects. This symptom is particularly dangerous because it increases fall risk, and a fall-related head injury can worsen stroke damage. The sixth warning sign is facial drooping. One of the most visible signs is when one side of your face suddenly becomes weak or numb, causing that side to droop. Your smile becomes lopsided. One eye might not close properly, or you might drool from one side of your mouth. The simple test. Try to smile in front of a mirror. If your smile is uneven or one side of your face doesn't move properly, this is a medical emergency. The seventh warning sign is sudden severe headache. This isn't your typical headache. Stroke-related headaches are often described as the worst headache of my life. They come on like a thunderclap, reaching maximum intensity within seconds, and feel completely different from any headache you've experienced before. Some patients describe it as feeling like their head might explode or like someone hit them with a baseball bat. The eighth warning sign is difficulty swallowing. Swallowing involves complex coordination between multiple brain regions and cranial nerves. When stroke affects these areas, you might suddenly find food or liquids getting stuck in your throat, cough or choke when trying to swallow, or notice excessive drooling because you can't swallow saliva normally. This is particularly dangerous because it can lead to aspiration when food or liquid enters your lungs instead of your stomach, potentially causing pneumonia. The ninth warning sign is tingling sensation. This is different from normal pins and needles from sitting wrong. Stroke-related tingling comes on suddenly without cause, often affects an entire side of your body, and may be accompanied by weakness or numbness. Patients describe it like tiny electric shocks or ants crawling under their skin. Unlike normal tingling that improves when you move around, stroke-related tingling doesn't get better with movement and might actually worsen. The 10th warning sign is temporary memory loss. This isn't just forgetting where you put your keys. Stroke-related memory loss can be profound, suddenly forgetting where you are, not recognizing family members, or feeling like you've lost chunks of time. You might ask the same question repeatedly, unable to remember the answer you just received. Some patients report suddenly finding themselves somewhere with no memory of how they got there. Like waking up from a dream they can't remember. The 11th warning sign is partial or total loss of consciousness. This ranges from feeling extremely drowsy at inappropriate times to actually passing out. You might feel like you're drifting in and out of awareness. Or others might notice you're not responding normally to questions or stimuli. Any loss of consciousness, even briefly, especially when accompanied by other warning signs, requires immediate emergency attention. The 12th warning sign is vertigo. This isn't just feeling dizzy when you stand up too fast. Stroke-related vertigo makes you feel like the entire room is spinning around you or like you're spinning while everything else stays still. It's often so severe you can't stand or walk without falling. This symptom is particularly dangerous because the severe dizziness dramatically increases fall risk and potential injury. The 13th warning sign is mood or personality changes. Sudden, dramatic changes in mood or behavior that are completely out of character can signal stroke. This might include unexpected anxiety or panic attacks, sudden aggression or irritability, or profound sadness that comes from nowhere. Family members often notice these changes first, reporting that their loved one is not acting like themselves or showing poor judgment completely contrary to their normal personality. The 14th warning sign is clumsiness or trouble grasping objects. This goes beyond normal butterfingers. You might suddenly find yourself dropping things repeatedly, unable to maintain grip on objects like cups or pens, or unable to perform fine motor tasks like buttoning a shirt or typing. This often affects one side predominantly and represents your brain's inability to coordinate movement and process sensory feedback from your hands. The 15th warning sign is unexplained fatigue or weakness. This isn't normal tiredness from a long day. Stroke-related fatigue is overwhelming exhaustion that comes on suddenly without physical exertion. You might feel like your entire body is made of lead or like all your energy has been suddenly drained away. Simple tasks like walking across a room might feel impossibly exhausting. And rest doesn't improve the fatigue. The 16th warning sign is difficulty with concentration and attention. You might suddenly be unable to focus on simple tasks like reading a text message or following a television show. Your brain feels foggy and you can't think clearly, even though you were fine moments before. This is different from normal distractibility. It's a profound inability to maintain attention that comes on suddenly and severely. The 17th warning sign is sudden changes in temperature sensation. You might suddenly be unable to perceive hot or cold on one side of your body. Experience unexplained burning or freezing sensations. Or not recognize when you're touching hot or cold objects. This is particularly dangerous because you might burn or freeze yourself without realizing it. The terrifying truth is that these 17 warning signs often occur in combinations. And many people experience multiple mini-strokes, warning shots from their brain, before having a major stroke. According to the American Stroke Association, about 1 in 3 people who experience mini-strokes will have a major stroke within a year if they don't get proper treatment. But here's the hope. Recognizing these signs early and taking immediate action can prevent permanent damage and save your life. The key is understanding that stroke risk isn't just about age, it's about the accumulated impact of lifestyle choices over decades. Now that you understand the 17 warning signs your brain uses to cry for help, let's talk about why strokes happen and how you can prevent them at every stage of life. What I'm about to share with you isn't just theory. These are strategies I've seen save countless lives in my practice. The first thing you need to understand is that your stroke risk factors change dramatically as you age. The 25-year-old faces different challenges than the 65-year-old. And cookie-cutter prevention advice doesn't work. You need personalized strategies based on your specific age and risk profile. If you're between 20 and 40 years old, you probably think stroke is something that happens to old people. This dangerous misconception is literally killing people your age. Stroke rates among adults under 40 have increased by 44% in the last decade. The primary culprit. What I call the perfect storm of modern lifestyle factors. You're living in a way no generation before you has ever lived. And your brain is paying the price. Let's start with chronic stress. Not physical stress like manual labor, but relentless psychological pressure that never stops. Your brain can't distinguish between a lion chasing you and your boss sending angry emails at midnight. When your brain perceives threat, it floods your system with stress hormones designed for fight or flight situations. Here's what happens inside your blood vessels during chronic stress. Hormones like cortisol and adrenaline cause blood vessels to constrict, heart rate to spike, and blood pressure to soar. Do this day after day, and you're essentially sandblasting the inside of your arteries, creating rough spots where cholesterol sticks like barnacles. The solution isn't just meditation apps. You need to fundamentally rewire your stress response. The 4 to 7 -8 breathing technique has been proven to reduce stroke risk by up to 30%. When you feel stress building, breathe in for 4 counts. Hold for 7. Exhale for 8. This activates your parasympathetic nervous system, immediately lowering blood pressure and improving brain blood flow. Then there's the sitting disease epidemic. If you work at a desk, you're spending 8 to 12 hours daily in a position that's slowly killing you. Prolonged sitting slows blood flow, especially in your legs, creating perfect conditions for blood clots that can travel to your brain. The solution is simple but requires discipline. Every 30 minutes, stand and walk for 2 minutes. Sit alarms if necessary. This simple action prevents blood pooling, maintient circulation, and keeps blood pressure healthy throughout the day. For DEET, focus on 3 specific changes that provide maximum stroke protection. First, cut sodium intake by 50%. Aim for less than 1,500 mg daily. One fast food meal often contains over 2,0 milligrams. When you reduce sodium, blood pressure drops within days. Second, add brain foods to every meal. Wild-caught salmon, blueberries, leafy greens, nuts, and dark chocolate. These aren't just healthy. They're medicine for your brain. Rich in omega-3s, antioxidants, and nitrates that protect blood vessels. Third, time your eating to work with circadian rhythms. Finish eating at least 3 hours before bedtime, and consider a 12-hour eating window to improve cardiovascular health. If you're between 40 and 60 years old, welcome to what I call the danger decades. Your body is no longer forgiving the choices you made in your 20s and 30s. Accumulated damage from years of stress, poor diet, and sedentary lifestyle begins manifesting as direct threats to your brain. This is when high blood pressure typically debuts. You might feel fine and have plenty of energy, but inside your arteries, a silent war is being waged. High blood pressure damages every blood vessel in your body, including delicate brain vessels. While causing no symptoms, your arteries, once flexible and elastic, begin stiffening and narrowing through atherosclerosis, like rust accumulating in pipes. As arteries narrow, your heart works harder to pump blood through them, leading to higher blood pressure. Blood pressure management becomes critical. Your pressure should follow natural circadian rhythms, rising in the morning and falling at night. When this pattern disrupts, stroke risk increases dramatically. The most dangerous pattern is non-dipping, where pressure remains elevated during sleep. To optimize blood pressure rhythm, establish consistent wake and sleep times. Expose yourself to bright light first thing in the morning, and avoid caffeine after 2 p.m. Invest in a quality home monitor and track readings at different times daily. Exercise becomes more sophisticated and targeted during this decade. High-intensity interval training, or HIIT, has emerged as one of the most powerful stroke prevention tools. Just 3 20-minute HIIT sessions weekly can improve cardiovascular function more than hours of moderate exercise. Don't overlook resistance training. Building muscle isn't just about appearance, it's about creating metabolic buffer that protects against stroke risk factors. Muscle tissue helps regulate blood sugar, improves insulin sensitivity, and supports healthy blood pressure. The Mediterranean diet becomes medicine during this decade, proven to reduce stroke risk by up to 30% in middle-aged adults. The real power lies in anti-inflammatory effects. Chronic inflammation drives stroke risk in middle age, and specific foods either fuel or fight this inflammation. Wild-caught fatty fish should be consumed twice weekly for omega-3 content. Extra virgin olive oil should be your primary cooking fat. Nuts, especially walnuts and almonds, should be daily staples. But timing and food combinations amplify protective effects. Consuming antioxidant-rich berries with healthy fats enhances absorption of protective compounds. If you're 60 and beyond, and you're thinking it's too late to make significant changes, you're absolutely wrong. Some of the most dramatic improvements I've seen have been in patients who decided to take control after 60. Age-related stroke prevention becomes about optimization and precision rather than dramatic overhauls. Your body may be less forgiving of mistakes, but it's also more responsive to targeted interventions. Atrial fibrillation detection becomes paramount. This irregular heart rhythm affects 1 in 4 adults over 65 and increases stroke risk 5-fold. The terrifying part: it often causes no symptoms. I recommend everyone over 60 invest in devices that detect irregular rhythms. Modern smartwatches can detect atrial fibrillation with remarkable accuracy. If you detect irregularities, see a cardiologist immediately. Proper treatment reduces stroke risk by over 60%. Blood pressure management requires nuanced approaches for older adults. While we want healthy pressure, overly aggressive reduction can actually increase stroke risk by reducing brain blood flow. The sweet spot for most people over 65 is keeping systolic pressure between 120 to 140. But this should be individualized. Exercise should focus on 3 areas: cardiovascular fitness, strength maintenance, and balance training. Falls become significant concerns after 60, and fall-related head injuries can trigger strokes. Balance exercises like Tai Chi not only prevent falls but improve circulation and reduce stress. The most underestimated stroke prevention strategy for older adults is social connection and mental stimulation. Loneliness and cognitive decline are independent stroke risk factors addressable through purposeful action. Regular social activities, learning new skills, and maintaining meaningful relationships aren't just good for mental health. They're powerful stroke prevention tools. The brain thrives on novelty and challenge, and keeping it active maintains neural networks supporting healthy circulation. Regardless of age, certain principles provide maximum stroke protection with minimal effort. These keystone habits trigger positive cascades throughout your health. Hydration is critically undervalued. Dehydration makes blood thicker and more likely to clot. Most adults are chronically dehydrated without realizing it. Aim for half your body weight in ounces of water daily. Temperature regulation affects stroke risk. Both extreme heat and cold can trigger strokes by affecting blood pressure and circulation. During hot weather, stay hydrated and avoid prolonged sun exposure. During cold weather, warm up gradually when going outside. Sleep quality directly impacts stroke risk. Your brain literally cleans itself during sleep through the glymphatic system, washing away toxins that contribute to stroke risk. Your sleep environment should be 65 to 68 degrees, completely dark, and free of electronic devices at least 1 hour before bedtime. The position you sleep in matters too. Sleeping on your back or side allows better brain circulation than stomach sleeping. If you're a stomach sleeper, use a body pillow to train yourself to sleep on your side. Emergency preparedness is crucial regardless of age. Even with perfect prevention, strokes can occur. And recognizing signs can mean the difference between full recovery and permanent disability. Remember the FAST test. Fast drooping. Arm weakness. Speech difficulties. Time to call emergency services. But also watch for sudden severe headache and sudden balance problems or dizziness. If you experience any warning symptoms, don't wait to see if they improve. Don't drive to the hospital. Call emergency services immediately. For stroke treatment, every minute matters. Brain cells are dying, and the treatment window is narrow. The prevention strategies I've shared aren't theoretical. They're practical, proven approaches that have saved countless lives. But information without implementation is worthless. The question isn't whether these strategies work, it's whether you'll use them. Everything we've discussed means nothing if you don't act on it. I've seen too many patients who knew exactly what they should do but never actually did it. What I'm about to share could be the difference between a stroke-free future and a life forever changed by a preventable tragedy. Let me tell you about 2 patients who attended my stroke prevention seminar 3 years ago. James and Robert. Both 62. Identical risk factors. Same job. Same neighborhood. Same insurance. James listened, took notes, and immediately implemented every strategy. Robert also listened, nodded in agreement, bought a blood pressure monitor, but never used it, always saying he'd start next week. 2 years later, James had perfect blood pressure, healthy cholesterol, and cardiovascular fitness of a man 20 years younger. That same week, Robert was rushed to emergency with a massive stroke that left him unable to speak or use his right side. Robert's stroke was completely preventable with the same strategies that saved James. This is why implementation isn't just important. It's everything. Let me give you the exact roadmap that turns information into transformation. The first 48 hours after learning about stroke prevention are critical because motivation is highest and old habits haven't reasserted themselves. Here's exactly what to do. Step by step. Starting today. Within the next 2 hours. Do 3 things. First. Measure your blood pressure. If you don't have a monitor, go to any pharmacy, most have free stations. Write down the numbers and time. This is your baseline. Second. Photograph everything you eat and drink today. Don't change anything yet, just document. You can't improve what you don't measure. And most people drastically underestimate sodium, sugar, and processed food consumption. Third. Set 3 phone alarms for tomorrow. Morning movement. Afternoon stress relief. Evening wind down. These become scaffolding for your new stroke prevention lifestyle. Within 24 hours. Implement the minimum effective dose of stroke prevention. This isn't about perfection. It's about starting with changes so small they're impossible to fail at innate. Then building momentum. For movement. Commit to 5 minutes of walking after each meal. This regulates blood sugar, improves circulation, and begins rewiring habits around movement. 5 minutes is nothing, you can't use the excuse of no time. For stress management. Practice 4 to 7-8, breathing once daily at the same time. Maybe after morning coffee or before lunch. Consistency matters more than frequency when building habits. For nutrition. Make one swap daily. Replace one processed snack with nuts. Choose water instead of one sugary drink. Add one vegetable serving to one meal. These micro changes compound into massive transformations. Within 48 hours. Schedule 3 critical appointments. First. Book a comprehensive physical. Bring your blood pressure readings and discuss stroke prevention goals. This isn't just a checkup, it's beginning a partnership for brain health. Second. Schedule nutrition consultation with a registered dietitian if covered by insurance. Or find a reputable online program if not. Generic advice isn't enough, you need personalized strategies for your lifestyle, preferences, and medical history. Third. Find your accountability system. This could be a workout buddy, family member sharing health goals, or online stroke prevention community. People with accountability partners are 65% more likely to achieve health goals. I've developed a simple self-assessment tool that could save your life. Do this monthly. Like checking blood pressure or examining skin for changes. Start with physical assessment. Can you smile evenly without one side drooping? Can you raise both arms above your head and hold for 10 seconds without one drifting? Can you speak a complex sentence clearly without slurring? Can you walk 20 steps in a straight line without veering? Move to cognitive assessment. Can you remember 3 unrelated words after 5 minutes of distraction? Can you subtract 7 from 100? Then continue for 5 calculations. Can you name as many animals as possible in 1 minute? Healthy adults should name at least 15. Finally. Circulation assessment. Check pulse for irregularities. Should be steady and regular. Look at fingernails and toenails. Should be pink, not blue or gray. Press fingernail until white. Then release, color should return within 2 seconds. If you notice changes in any assessment from month to month, especially sudden changes, this could indicate developing stroke risk requiring medical evaluation. For those ready to take prevention to the next level, here are advanced strategies that provide additional protection. Cold therapy has emerged as powerful stroke prevention. Brief cold exposure through cold showers or ice baths improves circulation, reduces inflammation, and strengthens cardiovascular system. Start with 30 seconds of cold water at the end of regular showers, gradually increasing duration. Intermittent fasting, when done properly, can dramatically reduce stroke risk by improving insulin sensitivity, reducing inflammation, and promoting cellular repair. Start with a 12-hour eating window, gradually working towards 16 hours if appropriate for your health status. Targeted supplementation can provide additional protection. Omega-3 supplements, particularly high in EPA and DHA, offer stroke protection beyond dietary sources. Magnesium helps with blood pressure regulation. Vitamin D, which most adults lack, plays crucial cardiovascular roles. Always consult healthcare providers before starting supplements. Advanced stress management techniques like heart rate variability training can optimize your nervous system's response to stress. Devices that train you to synchronize breathing with heart rate patterns have been shown to reduce stroke risk significantly. Your environment significantly impacts stroke risk. Your bedroom should be optimized for restorative sleep. 65-68 degrees. Blackout curtains. No electronics, 1 hour before bed. Consider air purification, as air pollution is an under-recognized stroke risk factor. Your workspace should minimize prolonged sitting damage. Standing desk options, under desk ellipticals, or simply timer reminders for movement breaks, can dramatically reduce occupational stroke risk. Your kitchen should be stocked with brain-healthy foods and purged of processed options. If it's not in your house, you can't eat it in a moment of weakness. Don't underestimate social relationships in stroke prevention. Loneliness increases stroke risk by 30%. Independent of other factors, prioritize meaningful relationships, community involvement, and social activities that bring joy. Consider joining stroke prevention groups, walking clubs, or cooking classes focused on brain-healthy foods. The combination of social connection, shared goals, and mutual accountability creates powerful protection against stroke. Leverage technology for stroke prevention success. Blood pressure monitors with smartphone connectivity allow easy tracking. Fitness trackers provide movement reminders and sleep monitoring. Nutrition apps help track sodium intake and identify hidden processed foods. Meditation apps with guided breathing exercises can make stress management more accessible. Some apps even provide heart rate variability training for advanced stress management. Now it's time to create your personalized plan. Start by identifying your top 3 risk factors based on your age group and current health status. Maybe it's high blood pressure, chronic stress, and poor sleep for a 45-year-old. Or perhaps it's social isolation, medication management, and balance issues for a 70-year-old. For each risk factor, choose one specific, measurable action you'll take this week. Write it down. Tell someone about it. Put it in your calendar. Make it as automatic as brushing your teeth. Track your progress monthly using the Brain Health Assessment. Celebrate small wins. Every positive change compounds over time into significant stroke risk reduction. Think of stroke prevention as the best investment you'll ever make. The time, energy, and money you invest in prevention today pays dividends for decades. Compare the cost of a gym membership or healthy food to the cost of stroke rehabilitation, assisted living, or lost independence. More importantly, consider what's truly at stake. Your brain holds your memories, personality, ability to love and be loved. Every choice you make either protects this irreplaceable organ or puts it at risk. The strategies you implement don't just protect you, they influence everyone around you. Your family members watch your choices and often follow your example. The prevention habits you model today could save the lives of people you love most. Share this information with friends and family. Discuss stroke prevention at dinner tables. Make it a family or community effort. Stroke prevention is more effective and sustainable when supported by your social network. I want to paint two pictures of your future. In the first, you implement these strategies. Starting today, you monitor blood pressure, move daily, manage stress, and maintain social connections. 20 years from now, you're hiking with grandchildren, learning new skills, traveling to dream destinations, living life on your terms. In the second picture, you do what most people do. Procrastinate. You ignore early warning signs because you're too busy or scared. 20 years from now, you're dependent on others for basic care, struggling to communicate, watching life pass by. The difference between these futures isn't luck, genetics, or circumstances beyond control. The difference is choices you make starting right now. It's never too early to start protecting your brain. And it's never too late to make a difference. Whether you're 25 or 75. Whether perfectly healthy or dealing with risk factors. Actions you take today can dramatically change your future. Your brain has carried you this far in life, enabling every success, relationship, and moment of joy you've experienced. Doesn't it deserve your protection? Doesn't it deserve your commitment to strategies that will keep it healthy for decades to come? The choice is yours. And the time is now. You have the knowledge, tools, and power to dramatically reduce stroke risk. The only question remaining is, what will you choose? Don't let another day pass without taking action. Your future self is counting on decisions you make today. Make them count. Your brain and your life depend on it. Remember, I'm Dr. Chen, and I believe in your power to prevent stroke and live a vibrant, healthy life. The journey starts now. Take that first step. Your brain will thank you for it.